What's up, guys? My name is Cardinal Redbird, and I was fortunate enough to be able to receive early access to 2 missions of Halo Campaign Evolved. Today, I'm going to show you some gameplay from Silent Cartographer and Assault on the Control Room on normal difficulty, while I give you some of my overall thoughts and opinions. I also played through on heroic difficulty and recorded my live reactions during that session, so if you want to see that, I do have a couple other videos on my channel. In this video, I'm going to go into some of the settings and skulls, the graphics, normal versus heroic difficulty thoughts, and just my overall final thoughts. So let's get into it. Starting off with skulls, there are so many that have been added to this game. There is a section called Campaign Remix that allows you to really change up your gameplay experience with these. So some of the more interesting ones were Bandana, which gives you infinite ammo and grenades, Speed Limit, which disables sprint, Magnified, which gives the AR a 60-round magazine instead of 32, and Floor is Lava, which means you take continuous damage whenever you touch the ground. I can see these really being fun to do, especially in co-op. With all the settings that were available to me, I was able to tweak a good amount and really optimize the game as a controller player and make it run well on my PC that has pretty average specs. After playing through once, I didn't like the radar being in the top right, so that just didn't feel natural to me. And when I saw there was a setting to move it to the bottom left, I did that right away and enjoyed that a lot more. I also like being able to customize the colors of the radar and also the direction indicators. Okay, now that we're into the game, I think the environment is just gorgeous. I love all the detail in the beach and also the snow. My jaw literally dropped open when I saw the snow for the first time. Everything looks so crisp and clean. I truly think this is the prettiest Halo game I've ever seen. Now, I did play on high settings, and I have an NVIDIA 3060 graphics card, so I'm sure people with nicer settings than mine can make the game look even better, but overall, I was pleased at how it looked. I also think there have been improvements in making the structures feel a little older and more tarnished instead of super shiny. I think there's a fine line between wanting the game to feel like the original Halo, but also feel modern. And the graphics do feel a little similar to Halo Infinite, but I don't dislike it. I feel like it still maintains the feel of the original, which I'll touch on more at the end. I do think there are parts where the enemies blend in a bit too much to their surroundings, like in this specific area. Overall, though, I really do think this game is beautiful, and there were moments that had my jaw just dropping from how stunning it looked. Okay, let's get into comparing the 2 difficulties I played, normal versus heroic. I played my first session on heroic and my second session, which you see in this video, on normal. My biggest takeaways from the 2 difficulties were that on heroic, I had to slow down and really concentrate to pick off enemies and decide whether I was going to fight or run ahead. While normal, I could pretty much just run through each area, guns a-blazing, literally, and take down everything without much difficulty, which is similar to how the other Halo campaigns feel for me. If you're new to Halo, heroic is supposed to be the intended difficulty, meaning it's what the developers think is the true way the game should be played. I thought heroic on Campaign Evolved was definitely a challenge at times, and there were a couple areas where I died a lot, and I had to really focus on how I was going to take each enemy out. On normal, those tricky areas were easier because there were fewer enemies. For example, at this part of Assault on the Control Room, on heroic, there are a bunch of banshees that you have to kill. They do give you a rocket launcher, but on normal, you just run on through, and there aren't many enemies to kill. I did record all my play sessions, and on heroic, it took me about 2 hours to complete both Silent Cartographer and Assault on the Control Room, while on normal, it took me just under an hour to complete both. I consider myself a very average skilled Halo player. I have a lot of years of experience, but I'm definitely not a professional, and I still think I enjoyed playing on heroic the most because it did give me a challenge without being impossible. On normal, I just found myself in kind of a speed running mode because I could just run around everywhere and turn my brain off. Now, if you're a brand new player to Halo or first-person shooters in general, I do recommend starting at normal difficulty just so you can get a feel for the weapons and enemies without it being overwhelming. The map indicators do a good job at leading you, so you don't ever truly feel lost or not sure what to do. And if you just want to have a chill, relaxing gaming experience, normal is definitely the one to play. So hopefully that helps give you a better idea of those 2 difficulties and which one you'd rather play. Maybe we'll tackle legendary next time. I don't think we're gonna do that yet. Okay, and then I'll just leave you guys with my overall final thoughts on Halo Campaign Evolved. So, I'm mainly a multiplayer Halo player. I don't replay the campaigns a ton, but I have played through the original Halo campaign a few times, most recently last year, and to my memory, it maintains the feel of the original game, just more jazzed up. The world, the music, the enemies, they act like they should. It feels like a true Halo game, just on a nicer engine. I used the Warthog, the Ghost, the Banshee, and all those vehicles look, sound, and feel like the original when operating. The one main thing that bothered me a lot is when I would die, which was a lot in Heroic, there was this black screen that would linger for a couple seconds, so hopefully that can get smoothed out before release. Overall, I had a lot of fun playing through this campaign, and I'm excited to play through the entire game, as well as the prequel missions and maybe even the campaign remix. I think if anyone has never tried out Halo, or maybe they've only played multiplayer and not campaign, that this is the best time to jump in. All right, that's all I have. I am very inexperienced when it comes to making YouTube videos, especially in this type of voiceover format. So if you enjoyed this, please consider leaving a like or a comment, and maybe I'll be brave enough to do future videos. We'll see. You can catch my live streams on twitch.tv/CardinalRedbird. And if you have any questions about my time playing, I'm happy to answer what I can. Have a good one. Bye.